morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are. Welcome. My name is Leticia. I hope you're having a nice day. And today, what are we gonna do today? First disclaimer: don't. That's like I only have primer on my face, and so that's the state of the art using the retinol and my other prescription from a doctor to help kill the bacteria, but that's not entirely true. It's not just that. I just did some extraction myself, like out of the shower, not on my nails, like with the metallic clean tool after getting out of the shower, just to help a little bit, accelerate the purge process, if you will. I don't know if it's gonna help, but that's why it's like very red in some points right now. It's not that I'm getting more acne than I was before. So I applied the salicylic acid in the blemish fighting primer and a little bit of the Rare Beauty mattifying primer on my forehead and my nose. And I didn't apply the foundation yet because I thought you guys could take a look, and also because I want to leave the primer set for a while. So this was a parenthesis. What's the theme of the video? It's a new year, as you probably are aware. And I thought that many people start doing like new resolutions and like my favorites of the year and like this kind of type of like closure end of the cycle videos. I don't know if I'm gonna do a favorites because I don't know if it makes sense for me, but what I think it does make sense is to think about kind of resolution. So I've been feeling for a while the overwhelming consumption feelings and I told you guys about it, and I was thinking, so maybe I should do a know by ear again and document it this time. But then I was like, I don't know how much a know by ear is going to help me, because I already don't feel such a intense pull into consumption, just like sometimes, but I can manage that. I was thinking that I should probably go into, and in that note, I'm gonna start my makeup, my face and body. Oh, I hate it when this happens. So basically what I'm thinking about doing is a low by ear, which is more or less what I have now, but in a more of control form. So basically what I have now is just like a control budget, right? I think I've commented about that before and explained a little bit about it. So what I want to do is just like have more rules, not just a budget, but more like rules. When can I buy and what can I buy? Which technically a budget already is, like you have an amount that you can spend in a month, but as you probably already noticed in your life, if you try to do something similar to that, is that sometimes our mind plays tricks on us, even for the most trained and disciplined of us. Our minds will try to justify some behaviors, and in this case, I'm not different. So sometimes my mind will be like, yeah, but you didn't buy any, I don't know, for example, I didn't buy any clothes this month, so I can spend more on makeup. And just because I can spend more on makeup doesn't mean that I should, right? And at least in my point of view. Which brings me to the fact that even though I have a budget to spend on some things, and I don't think it's really necessary to reduce this budget, or rather, I don't think that the best way to solve the problem is to reduce the budget, because when I finally need something, I won't have the money to or the budget to spend on it. I think the best way to solve this is to just control myself, and then maybe I can have a cumulative budget. I don't know. Well, that's a lot. So it's more in a way preventing me to spend the budget in a uncontrolled way, and more like, you have this budget, but do you need to spend it? Can you not spend it maybe? Because maybe you don't need it. So that's the path I've been thinking about, basically. And for that, I thought about like some rules, and honestly, I don't need many rules. Me myself, I need just to stick to it in a way that, for example, talking about that now in a video is one of the ways that can help me to stick on this journey, right? Because I'm kind of like making a public promise of that. So that's one of my hopes, is that it helps. So I wrote down, I thought about it and I wrote down in my little makeup magic book. So basically, as you can see, there are not many rules. Like, I scratched some of them out. I'm like, no, you know what? No, I don't need this exception. Like, I was watching like Hannah Louise posted a video about it, which all of them are awesome and very helpful. And she was like, just be sure to account for specific cases that you already know are going to happen. One of my problems is that's exactly where my mind tries to be very smart about things and try to boycott me. So what I'm trying to do is exactly not allowing my mind to have special cases. Otherwise, that's what I'm gonna do the whole year long. Oh, but this is a little special because of this, this, and this. And this is a little special because of this, this, and this. And that's how it's gonna be the whole year. Don't get me wrong, like, I don't mean like, oh, I'm spending so much money in an uncontrollable way and now I am in debt. That's not what I'm saying. Like, that's why I'm not doing actually no buy year, because I'm not that bad right now. I'm just pumping up the coverage in the acne area. So I'm not worried about that. That's why I'm not doing that. But I just come to the realization that now I can deal with a budget. I have enough conscious and presence of self to deal with a budget. So I'm kind of wanna like step into the next level. Maybe just because I have a budget doesn't mean that I didn't have to spend it. I know that it sounds very obvious, but you know, when you are shopping addict, shopaholic, whatever you want to call it, it's not that obvious. Your mind will try to pull you from that thought and try to make you spend money. And if you can, you are going to. I'm just gonna powder a little bit. My oily self. Instead of a no buy, this is gonna be a low buy. It's gonna be the whole year. We'll see. Like, I don't want to be too extreme and say something very definitive, but as far as I can tell, I can do the whole year, no problem. I will do the whole year, and I think everything's gonna be alright. I don't see like any reason why I would change this, but like, life happens, might happen, and I might need to. but so far I can't see any situation that will require me to do that. So I can't really plan for that. But I don't know, like maybe, I don't know, maybe we decide to move. I don't know. There's nothing planned, but life happens. In that case, I will have to sit and think about that. So far, everything's good to go for a low buy year. Why don't I want to say no buy? Well, because it's not true, is it? Like, I will buy stuff. I will just like contain myself, but I will buy when I need to. So basically, my rule is blend first. If I notice I need plus want something, I'm not disclosing wants. Also, need/want, because like need, you probably don't. You like need food, water, air, those kind of things. But it's a need/a want. Something, I need to write it down in a specific way with all the qualities I want. For example, I was thinking about a winter coat, and a new winter coat, and I've been thinking about that for more than 1 year now. I'm very slow at taking shop decisions, as you can see. And there are all these qualities connected to the winter coat. For example, I want it to be very high quality so I can keep it like for 10 years or more. So I want the hoodie, I want fur around it to break the cold air from my face. That's very important because I have sinusitis. So it's very directly connected to health to me, to be able to protect my face. I want it to be impermeable and like many other qualities, which doesn't matter, but just to give you an example. So I have to be very specific about it, even like the color, like what is the color that I want? Because when I finally am faced with the product that checks all the boxes, will I buy it? I have to know everything before that. Otherwise, those are the impulse buys where you're like, it looks perfect, but then you buy it and you realize you wasted like 1,400 in a winter coat, which is very possible. And then you bought it in a color that you're never gonna use, or you don't like, or it gets dirty all the time. Like you have to think about those things in prior, so you will make a smart buy. At least that's my point of view. Like I bet that there are people that don't agree with me, but I think like when you have clarity about what you want, it's easier to buy exactly what you want. It doesn't mean that it doesn't have to be fun. I think like some people like connect both things. Like it's not fun anymore because you can't really enjoy. You're always thinking about the specifics. I don't agree with that. I think it can be fun. Like it's up to us to always like try to make something a process fun or enjoyable. Sometimes not possible really, but like most of the time it's up to us. It's how we deal with it. Like that doesn't mean that I don't get to go to stores and try it out and compare things and even go online, browse a little bit, like take an afternoon to look into other shops, go out with my friends. I mean, COVID is much more likely to not allow me to do that kind of stuff. That's another conversation. Anyways, basically I have to have a very specific idea. Then I need to put a reminder and wait for 1 month. If I think about it a lot during this period of 1 month, if I keep thinking about it like, oh, I really need it, oh, I could use it now, oh, it's really gonna make my life much better, then I can buy it. Otherwise, and I can leave it in my shopping cart. Otherwise, no. So one of the points that I wrote about and then I striked was like, oh, what if there's a sale in the meantime, like in that month that I'm waiting for? I'm not buying it. I'm not gonna take advantage of the sale. That's what's gonna happen. Like I can accept gifts and other things, it's not a problem, but if there is a sale, no, because I know myself, and I know that most of the things I don't really need. There are some things that I'm thinking about buying for more than a year easily, like gold like gold earrings, hoops, and I didn't buy them yet. It's been 2 years that I'm thinking about buying those, and I haven't. The winter coats, more than a year. Black leather winter boots, been more than a year. Will I count that? Yes, but first I need to actually break down and write down and be very sure of the purchase, which I'm not, because if I was, I would already have purchased, because it's been more than a year. And in this whole category, it's included like anything like a feminine, like cosmetics, clothes, accessories, all of those problematic things. Makeup, for me, they are problematic things. So basically all of those things are included. A lot of my purchases and like impulse buys, they are Amazon, but they are more practical, like, oh, reusable period pads. It was an impulse buy. I need them. Like mine's a bed, because I have mine for more than 4 years now, the period panties, and they do have like a number of washes they can go through. So mine are used up now. They're starting to get bad. Don't ask me to go into details. But I need more. I need something else to replacing my routine. I had to buy. It was impulse buy, but not really, right? I was thinking already about that. I knew that I already needed. So, but a lot of my Amazon purchases, which are a lot of my not bulk, I wouldn't say bulk, but a lot of the money I spend in other things that are not like essentials are in Amazon, but most of them really are that kind of thing. I don't know how to avoid them. And they are not going to my no buy, because sometimes I need hand soap. I'm not gonna go out of my way to not buy that. What I am going to do though is I have a set of things that I need to ask and clarify before. So again, I can buy all those things, but I need to be very conscious about it. That's the key word here, consciousness. So back to the eyeshadows, just briefly, before I just completely overlook the fact that I was applying my eyeshadows. So I'm just using the Juvia's Place, one of the mauve colors, to mark my crease. And I'm going with one of the browns of the same palette, just to give a little definition on the corners. Here, outer corners defined. I want a very everyday look today. So I'm thinking, I have too many choices. That's the problem. See, that's why I don't want to buy anything right now. This is from the Mothership palette, Heavenly Body. So it's this color here, this metallic champagne pink shift. I just want a very like feminine, sexy, glam. I guess I'm just kind of describing Charlotte Tilbury makeup. That's basically the vibe I want right now. So basically the questions are, first, ask if I already have something similar to this that can do like the same thing or something similar. For example, I wanted to buy acrylic organizers for my makeup. And I almost did, but then I was like, but I kind of already have them. I have them for my drawers, and I'm not using my drawers anymore, but it doesn't mean that I can't try to adapt them. And they're working just fine right now. I don't have to buy something. Maybe I can try to use these ones, and then if I can't use these ones for some ABC reason, whatever it is, then I will know what exactly it's that I need, and then I will be able to purchase something that is specific to my needs, because then I will have tried already, and I will have like the knowledge of like exactly what I need, and I wouldn't be just purchasing many of them until I figure out exactly what I want. I'm saying that in a very specific way because that happens to me. Okay, this eye look was supposed to be much more simple and daily makeup than it's turning out to be. I don't regret it. It's just like an interesting observation for me. What can I do now? Wow, my eyes look much bigger. Wow, this is kind of crazy. Wow. Wow, these colors are doing something very interesting in my eyes. Very, very, very interesting. Wow. Okay. Second, do I really need it? Because sometimes it's like not even a little bit of need, it's just 100% want, but that thing has absolutely no place existing in my life. Like, I will not be able to use it. Believe it or not, there are many things that fall into that category. Believe it or not, like that's difficult to believe. Just look at the world. I love everything that is pretty. How does one work with that knowledge? Third, does it fit my style, or is it like some kind of experience, something that I'm trying? And that particularly I added because I'm very I'm a lot into color theory and like color theory, like analysis for a person, for makeup, for clothing, things like that. And I'm always experimenting with that. And what does happen a lot of times is that me or a person, they don't have the colors on their existing wardrobe or even as an object. It's like not super often, but it does happen. So what happens sometimes is that the person does not have the color. Like maybe kind of, but not really, or it's in an object, but now they are in a phase that they want to put like, in a draping or something like that, or they want to wear like a certain style to see if they really like that style. And I've been like thinking about experimenting a lot with that. I am like diving deep into that and reading and researching and trying some things just like online. And I will reach that state where I will start trying it out. And when I do, I can't be like, oh, but I can't like buy anything, not even like, I don't know, used shirt just like in, Salvation Army just to try it out because I can buy anything. That is a thing that I don't want to do, because that's kind of a hobby for me. I love doing that. I enjoy doing that kind of experience, and I'm not gonna be happy if I don't even have that in my life. It's kind of a hobby, so I allow myself to do that, but it's still inside my means, not spending much, trying to buy, used first, or maybe use like something I already have in some other way. So yeah. And the fourth one, can I buy it used or a cheaper version? What I can do, for example, is decide I want to buy something and wait until it gets into the sale. By that time, can already, or I might have already have forgotten about it, yes, but I have that option. If it's not something like urgent, is a problem. I will probably travel this year, maybe go back to Brazil if COVID helps, and those rules are going to still be in place. So I'm already predicting that kind of thing, because the fact is, I feel like right now my life is a little crowded in the sense of clutter. Like, I don't like where this is going. I don't, particularly for me, I don't like it. I don't think that this is healthy. This is like being a little bothersome for me. Like, I already feel like I have too much. My boyfriend actually thinks the same about his stuff and like our house. So this is going to be good, I think. It's a good way to proceed. My sewing, it's also going to be in it. So basically, like, I'm not gonna cut down necessarily on fabrics or notions or anything like that, but I already have too much fabric for my hobbies, sewing. So until I don't sew at least almost everything, or like a good amount of that, I can't buy more, which it's something that I've basically already been doing too. So it's like, I'm just basically trying to put down rules that help me to proceed doing what I'm trying to do already. Because sometimes I do fail. And that's what I'm hoping that these rules are gonna help me with. Basically, keeping it up. Not just for a year though. Like, I hope that this works like for long term, from the long run, that this just like becomes my new me. The channel doesn't have a budget technically. The channel has the same budget that as I do as a person, and that's fine for now. I could try to plan ahead, but I mean, there's no use or point on that because I have no idea what's going to happen with the channel. And it's not that I don't care, but it's fine the way it is for now. I'm not here like necessarily to make money, I'm just here to have fun and share my ideas and hopefully help others and, have a conversation, a community. So it's fine. Like, also, I don't want to suddenly transition into the type of YouTuber that buys lots of stuff to do reviews, because that's not gonna be healthy for me as a person, basically. And I can tell that now already, because I bought those eyeshadows. So I have basically 5 palettes. I don't even know if I should count the Urban Decay naked one because it's so old I should actually have thrown it away, but okay, let's count it. I have that, I have the Tati Beauty, I have the Club Nebula, I have the Mothership, and I have this one that I'm making myself with singles, which I love, but it's like this, it's already overwhelming for me. It's like I can't even choose the eyeshadow I want to use. It's I don't work with that amount of options. Like, I kind of freeze. I'm very bad at this. So just saying. I don't think that if I just stopped speaking. I don't think that if I had like the amount of makeup that most makeup YouTubers have. Okay. I just stopped speaking, sorry. Start applying the liner. So I don't think that if I had the same amount of makeup that the other most makeup YouTubers that the review have, that I would be happy. I think I will be very, very overwhelmed, confused. I wouldn't know what to do. I don't think it would be good for me as a person. But that is not a judgment of anyone. That's like very private to my experience with makeup. like I'm already barely using what I have. It also goes against my belief and my understanding of sustainability, like we discussed in the previous video. So like doesn't match me in any way, and that's okay to me. It's okay. It's how actually I want to be. But sometimes I want to buy because things are pretty and I want to try them. They are different, new textures, new, colors, other things that I want to try. I want to have a leeway if there's something that is really, 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 really caught my attention. For example, Glow Bioric, like the shimmery goo. I've been wanting to buy that since it's been released and I haven't forgot about it yet. So I may pull the trigger. But before that, I have to run out of the one I have from Rare Beauty because it does the same thing. It's a shimmery goo primer. So I want to buy that one, but I have to run out of mine first. For complexion stuff, I'm actually pretty good. I have very little of those because and for me it's already too much. Like I already want to get rid of some of those. But for lipstick, I think I have too much because I don't like lipstick that much. Eyeshadow, I have too much. Blushes, I think I'm in the limit. So there are some things that, like, I just me as a person, as a user, as a consumer, I don't need. And I know that now. I've tried it. I might change my mind in the future, and that will be okay. But again, I will have to answer all of those questions that I put for myself. Another thing is anything that has color as a special factor, I want to go through a certain filter, which is the color analysis filter that I'm making. And I'm gonna talk about that more in another video when I talk more about like the color theory. It's like gonna be chapter 3, but it's gonna be about my personal palette and how I'm developing it. And I'm gonna show you my palette and how it's been changing. So I've been studying David Zilla lately and his system. I've actually studied him for years now, and I always like go back and forth. That's why now I want to put this filter in my low buy, because once I have like this kind of as a filter for a whole year, I will be able to kind of like endorse myself through the whole year in this pursuit. Because usually I just get like, life gets too much and I just drop it, and then after months I go back to it, which like just makes me spend a lot of money and have to go back and forth, and I don't want to do that anymore. I just want to know now. I'm just like over it, and I'm gonna make a video to explain that. But anyways, like this is part of the rules that I set up for myself, and I would say like if you want to do it with me or similar, something similar, if you're just watching this, it would be great to like have your company, leave a comment, give a like, whatever you want. But it's more like so one can help the other to keep going. Basically, to have strength and energy, and don't just like, brush it off after 3 months and like, it's being done, it's fine, I don't want it anymore. I think it's a very cool experiment. As I said, I did this before. I didn't know there was a name for this, like no buyer. I was like financially in need of one, and I had to do it. But now I will actually try to record it. And I would say wish me luck, but that's not about luck. As Hannah was saying, it's really not about luck. It's the power's on in my hand. And I will come back with videos telling you what I bought, why I bought it, and all of this things, because it might help you guys also to like know if I fail for some reason, hopefully not, but if I do, if I don't, like get into the struggle buzz with me. And it's good to like have another person to share your thoughts and maybe just like to make you feel more human. It's good sometimes. And that's it. Thank you for watching. Have a awesome, super great, fantastic year, and I'll see you later. Bye.